The song of the mermaid in the quaint coastal village of Seabreeze, where the cliffs kissed the ocean and the waves whispered ancient secrets, there were tales of mermaids that enchanted the hearts of the villagers. These stories, passed down through generations, spoke of beautiful sea maidens who sang hauntingly beautiful songs that could charm anyone who heard them. Among the villagers was a young woman named Maren. With her wild, auburn hair and sea-green eyes, she had always felt a deep connection to the ocean. She spent her days helping her father with his fishing boat and her evenings wandering the shore, collecting shells and listening to the soothing lullaby of the waves. The sea was her sanctuary, a place where she felt truly alive. One twilight, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the sky blazed with shades of pink and orange, Maren sat on a rocky outcrop, gazing out at the vast expanse of the sea. The air was filled with the salty tang of the ocean, and the gentle breeze played with her hair. She closed her eyes, letting the rhythm of the waves wash over her. Suddenly, a soft, melodic song drifted through the air. Maren's eyes snapped open, her heart quickening. The song was unlike anything she had ever heard, ethereal and haunting, filled with an indescribable longing. She scanned the horizon but saw nothing. Driven by curiosity, she followed the sound, climbing over the rocks and wading into the shallow waters. As she neared a secluded cove, the song grew louder, more distinct. And there, sitting on a rock partially submerged in the water, was a figure. At first, Maren thought it was another villager, but as she drew closer, she realized it was something far more extraordinary. The figure had long, flowing hair that shimmered like spun gold and a tail that glistened with scales of emerald and sapphire. A mermaid. Maren's breath caught in her throat. She had heard the stories, but seeing a mermaid with her own eyes was beyond her wildest dreams. The mermaid's song continued, weaving a spell around Maren, drawing her closer. She stepped cautiously, her heart pounding with a mixture of fear and awe. The mermaid turned, her eyes meeting Maren's. They were a deep, ocean blue, filled with wisdom and sadness. She stopped singing, and for a moment, there was only the sound of the waves crashing against the rocks. "Who are you?" Maren asked, her voice barely above a whisper. The mermaid smiled, a gentle, knowing smile. "I am Nerina," she replied, her voice as melodious as her song. "And who might you be, brave one?" "Maren," she replied, feeling a strange sense of calm wash over her. "Why do you sing such a sad song, Nerina?" Nerina's eyes clouded with sorrow. "I sing for my sisters, who are lost. We were separated by a great storm, and I have been searching for them ever since. My song is a call to them, hoping they will hear and find their way back to me." Maren's heart ached for the mermaid. "Is there anything I can do to help you?" Nerina studied her for a moment, then nodded. "There is a pearl, a rare and magical pearl, hidden in the depths of the ocean. It has the power to guide my sisters back to me. But I cannot retrieve it myself. The waters where it lies are treacherous for my kind. Will you help me, Maren?" Without hesitation, Maren agreed. She felt a deep sense of purpose, a calling that she could not ignore. Nerina explained that the pearl was hidden in an underwater cave, guarded by the currents and the creatures of the deep. Maren would need to be brave and resourceful to retrieve it. The next morning, Maren prepared for her journey. She gathered her diving gear, a waterproof lantern, and a sturdy rope. Her father, sensing her determination, offered his support, though he was worried for her safety. "Be careful, Maren," he said, his voice filled with concern. "The sea is unpredictable and dangerous." Maren reassured him with a hug. "I will be careful, father. I promise." With Nerina's guidance, Maren set out on her quest. The mermaid led her to the edge of the cove, where the water was deep and dark. "The cave lies beyond this point," Nerina explained. "I will wait here for your return." Taking a deep breath, Maren dove into the water. The world beneath the surface was a mesmerizing realm of vibrant coral reefs and schools of fish that darted around her. She swam deeper, the light fading as she descended into the abyss. Her lantern illuminated the way, casting eerie shadows on the underwater landscape. Finally, she reached the entrance of the cave. The currents here were strong, but Maren pushed forward, her resolve unwavering. Inside, the cave was a labyrinth of tunnels and chambers, filled with strange and wondrous creatures. She navigated carefully, following Nerina's instructions. At the heart of the cave, she found the pearl. It was as beautiful as Nerina had described, glowing with an inner light that seemed to pulse with life. Maren reached out and carefully took it in her hand, marveling at its warmth and radiance. As she swam back to the surface, the journey felt longer and more arduous. The currents seemed to pull at her, as if trying to keep her from returning. But Maren's determination was stronger, and she emerged from the water, gasping for air. Nerina was waiting, her eyes lighting up with hope as Maren approached. "You found it," she exclaimed, her voice filled with gratitude. Maren handed the pearl to Nerina, who held it close to her heart. "Thank you, Maren. With this pearl, I can bring my sisters back. You have given me hope and a chance to reunite with my family." Nerina began to sing once more, her voice carrying over the water. This time, the song was filled with joy and hope. The pearl glowed brightly, and the water around them began to shimmer. Slowly, one by one, other mermaids appeared, drawn by Nerina's song and the magic of the pearl. Maren watched in awe as Nerina's sisters emerged from the depths, their eyes filled with wonder and relief. The reunion was a sight to behold, a celebration of love and unity. As the sun set over Seabreeze, painting the sky with hues of orange and pink, Maren knew she had witnessed something extraordinary. She had forged a bond with the sea and its magical inhabitants, and her life was forever changed. Nerina swam to Maren one last time, her eyes shining with gratitude. "Thank you, Maren. You will always be a friend of the sea. Whenever you need us, we will be here." With a final, graceful dive, the mermaids disappeared into the depths, their song echoing softly on the breeze. Maren returned to the village, her heart full of new stories and a deep sense of fulfillment. The tales of mermaids were no longer just stories to her, they were a beautiful reality, a reminder of the magic that existed in the world and the connections that bound us all.